The winter air was bitterly cold, the trees bare, their twisted branches reaching like skeletal fingers toward the sky. In the stillness of Raven Creek, a woman walked her dog along a familiar wooded trail when the animal suddenly froze, growling at something ahead. As she stepped closer, her stomach twisted. There, tangled in the frozen underbrush, was a human spine. No skull, no limbs, just a single spine stripped clean. The woman's scream echoed through the empty woods. Within hours, police arrived, carefully searching the snow-covered ground for any other remains. But they found nothing. Whoever this victim was, someone had gone to great lengths to erase them. For nearly 4 years, the case remained a horrifying mystery, until 2020, when DNA results finally identified the victim, 24-year-old Lucas Kramer. But as police unraveled what really happened to Lucas, they realized the spine in the woods was just the beginning of a nightmare. Lucas had always been a quiet, creative soul. With shaggy brown hair and an easygoing personality, he had moved to Northwood City in 2015 to pursue his passion for art and design. He was full of ambition, full of trust, and that trust led him straight into danger. Lucas had been living with 2 roommates, Olivia Marks and Daniel Porter, a couple he had met through a friend. They had seemed friendly, welcoming, safe. But behind closed doors, Olivia and Daniel were hiding something dark. And one night, Lucas found out. In late December 2015, Lucas suddenly stopped responding to texts. His job? He never showed up again. His social media? Silent. His friends and family assumed he had moved on, chasing new opportunities, starting fresh somewhere else. But the truth was far more sinister, because Olivia and Daniel already knew exactly where he was. For years, Lucas's disappearance remained a mystery, until detectives, using new forensic testing, finally connected the human spine to his case. They began tracing his last known contacts, and every lead pointed back to Olivia and Daniel. When police arrived at Olivia's home in August 2021, she greeted them with a polite smile, as if she had nothing to hide. But as officers searched the house, they found something too horrifying to comprehend. In the garage, hidden among stacks of garbage bags, was a large metal cooking pot. Inside, a human skull. Police recoiled. They had just uncovered a crime far more gruesome than they had imagined. And then Olivia did something even more chilling. She laughed. First, Olivia denied everything. She claimed she had no idea how a human skull ended up in her house. But the moment detectives mentioned Lucas Kramer's name, something in her expression shifted. She exhaled slowly. Then, in a voice that sent a chill through the room, she said, "He shouldn't have betrayed us." Over the next 2 hours, Olivia unraveled a story so disturbing that detectives struggled to believe it was real. Lucas had discovered their secret. Olivia and Daniel had been stealing money from Lucas's bank account, taking out small online loans in his name. And one night, Lucas found out. He stormed into the kitchen, his voice shaking with anger. He threatened to go to the police. And in that moment, Olivia made a decision. She grabbed a thick rope from the counter and lunged at him. Daniel joined in, forcing Lucas to the ground as he gasped for air, struggling, clawing at their hands. And then silence. Lucas was gone. And instead of panic, there was something else. A twisted sense of relief. Now, they had a problem. Lucas's body was still in the apartment. If anyone found him, they'd go to prison for life. So Olivia and Daniel did something unimaginable. They carried Lucas's body to the bathroom, placed him in the bathtub, and turned on the exhaust fan. Then they retrieved a saw from the shed. For hours, they disposed of the evidence piece by piece. His remains were scattered across different locations. Some in dumpsters, some in the woods, some never found at all. But Olivia kept one piece, his skull. For months, the skull sat in the basement, rotting. And when the smell became unbearable, Olivia came up with a sickening idea. She filled a massive pot with water, placed the skull inside, and set it to boil. Her plan? To erase every last trace of Lucas. But instead, she only preserved the evidence that would one day expose her. When police found that pot 6 years later, They knew they had stumbled onto something truly evil. As detectives sat across from Olivia, they saw no remorse, no guilt, only cold calculation. Then they moved to arrest Daniel. But before officers could reach for their handcuffs, Daniel made a fatal decision. In one swift motion, he pulled a hidden handgun from his coat. Before anyone could react, he ended his own life. Blood pooled across the interrogation table. And Olivia, she didn't even blink. With Daniel gone, Olivia stood alone to face justice. In January 2022, she pleaded guilty to murder, abuse of a corpse, tampering with evidence. The judge sentenced her to life in prison, no parole for 30 years. As the courtroom emptied, Lucas's father clutched a photo of his son. "At least now," he whispered, "no one can hurt him anymore." Murder isn't just about taking a life, it's about what happens after. Olivia and Daniel weren't just killers. They were monsters, and for 6 years they almost got away with it. But no crime stays buried forever, and sometimes even the darkest secrets boil to the surface. Click on the like, share, and subscribe button for more videos. Thank you.